while we got lucky in our area that the worst that happened was a tree falling across a road and being cleared overnight, that was not the case in Livonia, where there was a confirmed touchdown of an EF1 tornado with winds between 90 and 95 miles per hour per the National Weather Service's regional station in White Lake. Extensive damage out there and even a death involved per the Detroit Free Press. A toddler was killed and their mom critically injured as a tree fell on their home overnight. Extensive damage, particularly in Livonia, where that had happened. Someone we know that is actually from Livonia saw some of that damage after that storm is our very own Jake Schaf, joining us now on the program. Jake, tell us a little bit about your experience last night after those storms ran through and what you saw in your hometown in Livonia.
Tyler, Kevin, good morning. Lot of damage lot of damage in the area. I live within walking distance of Rotary Park in Livonia. By the time I had gotten home, I think the worst of the storm had passed, but just driving by the park, you could see trees were falling everywhere. There was leaves, there was carnage, there was a lot of stuff was taped off, and there were these awnings with awnings at the park that were taped off and that had trees that had fallen on top of them, just absolutely destroying them. Lots of damage and not great to see in any capacity.
Yeah, this was just out at the park. What were some of the conversations that you had with some of your neighbors out there and the other people about what they experienced of that storm in the area? Because from our conversations before we went on the air today, you had mentioned that for the bulk of this storm, you were simply on your way home, and it was after you arrived home that you went and assessed some of this damage.
Yeah, the bulk of the storm hit while I was on my way home, and the drive was not fun. It was torrential downpour. I almost had to pull over at one point. By the time I had gotten home and I was assessing the damage at Rotary Park, I was talking to a lot of the neighbors who were saying that they didn't have power, that trees were falling around their homes, and just devastated about the damage that was taking place at Rotary Park. Not to mention, Rotary Park is a very busy spot for graduations. And obviously, as this is June and it's graduation season, that means that there's going to be a lot of families scrambling for last minute plans that might have been planning to have their event at Rotary Park that now have to figure out another idea.
Well, Jake, we appreciate your work and your reporting on this, being on the scene last night to see some of the damage after this storm and to talk to some of the people. Our thoughts here in the greater West Bloomfield community are with your community out in Livonia as well. We appreciate your time and appreciate your work.
Thank you, Tyler.